Сегодня особенный день в зале. Тренировку проводит олимпийский чемпион 2008 года Ширвани Мурадов.
Islam Makhachev has once again left fans stunned with his new training footage ahead of his title fight with Della Maddalena. On the other hand, Alexander Volkanovski said Della Maddalena's strong takedown defense against Belal Muhammad likely erased any doubts he had and boosted his confidence. He believes Jack has leveled up mentally, and now only top-level wrestlers will have a hard time taking or holding him down.
Islam Makhachev is going to be fighting Della Maddalena. How do you think those two match up?
I think Jack's fight against Belal was a perfect fight for leading into that. Just purely, you take a lot out of stop and takedowns, because again, there's every fighter still going to have little doubts that are going to creep in. You know, I'm sure Jack was going through that, being like, all right, like, you know, worried about, you know, what if he takes me down and all that. But the fact that he was able to stop it and feel so comfortable, I guarantee you he's leveled up again. His confidence in his takedowns has just went up significantly leading into this fight. I think his confidence is going to be at a whole nother level. So through camp, like, I guarantee you if he's back in training right now, people trying to take him down are going to find it almost impossible. You know, only the top guys are going to have a chance of taking him down, and they're going to have a very hard time even holding him down.
However, Islam Makhachev has been sharpening his elbow strikes, adding a dangerous new layer to his ground and pound. Known for his control on the mat, Islam is now using elbows more frequently to cause damage, open cuts, and create opportunities for finishes, making him even more threatening from top position. Moreover, Arman Tsarukyan gave his thoughts on a possible clash between Islam Makhachev and Ilia Topuria, saying it would be a tight and exciting contest. He praised Topuria's striking ability, especially his sharp hands, but noted that Topuria has yet to be tested against a grappler as dominant as Islam. Tsarukyan said the outcome could swing either direction and mentioned that if he isn't granted the next title opportunity, Topuria is probably the leading candidate.
If Islam and Ilia fought for the title, how do you see that one playing out?
It's a tough fight. Ilia, better striking, good boxing. He never fought with guys who can wrestle very well like Islam. So we'll say it's a 50-50 fight.
Do you think they're going to give Ilia the opportunity to fight Islam for the title if it's not you?
I think so. I'm open for everybody from top 5.
Furthermore, Islam Makhachev's conditioning is one of his biggest strengths, allowing him to maintain relentless pressure from start to finish. He's known for his ability to push the pace without fading, using his cardio to wear opponents down while staying sharp and composed deep into the later rounds. However, Charles Oliveira viewed Della Maddalena as a serious threat due to his calculated approach. He noted how Jack slowly broke down Belal Muhammad rather than rushing for a quick win. However, Oliveira still expects Islam to rely on his grappling and believes the fight's outcome will depend on whether Jack can stay on his feet and keep striking. He said Islam's pressure will be the key factor.
Quem que você acha que ganha entre o Della Maddalena e o Islam?
Maddalena, ele é jogo muito complicado, porque ele é cara que ele não vem pra te nocautear rápido, ele vem pra ele vem te magoando, né?
Aos poucos, né?
Aos poucos. Foi o que ele fez agora na luta contra o Bilal. Só que eu acho que o Isa vai se dar muito bem nessa categoria, né, mano? Agora vai estar muito mais forte. É um jogo que, tipo, ele gosta de agarrar e botar pra baixo. Eu acho que o Maddalena fazia a mesma luta que ele fez, né? Agora contra o Bilal, batendo, movimentando, saindo, machucando, é uma luta. Mas se deixar o Isa agarrar e botar pra baixo, é o time.
Philip Rowe shared his opinion on the potential Islam Makhachev versus Della Maddalena matchup, saying he believes JDM would come out on top. He explained that while Islam is a great champion, he doesn't see him as physically big enough for the welterweight division. Rowe said JDM would be able to get back to his feet if taken down, and that his power would be too much for Islam to handle. He predicted that Jack would eventually stop Islam before the final bell.
Philip Rowe, what's cracking, man?
Chillin'.
Hey, now listen, you're welterweight, you've been in the game a long time. Islam moving up to 170. Is he big enough for 170?
My personal opinion, I don't think he is, but he's a champ. We'll see when he's there. You know what I'm saying? He has a fight. He's fighting the champ. That's the best 170 in the world right now, right? So we'll see.
So you don't think he has the size, but how do you think he does in the fight versus JDM?
I personally think JDM beats him. I think JDM will be able to get up if he does take him down. I don't think he'll be able to take JDM shots. I think personally he'll stop Islam.
Ilia Topuria offered advice to Jack Della Maddalena on how to defeat Islam Makhachev, recommending the use of straight body shots to discourage takedown attempts. He explained that targeting the body can disrupt Islam's wrestling game by making him hesitant to shoot. Topuria also praised Jack's striking and said he enjoys watching his aggressive style.
Have any advice for Jack, who might be coming up against Islam Makhachev next?
The advice, like, he has to work the straight body shots, because that takes away the intentions of the takedown. If he works with the straight body shots, he's gonna stop his intentions of the takedowns. And he's doing a great job in the striking. I like how he fights.
Dustin Poirier shared his thoughts on the potential fight between Islam Makhachev and Jack Della Maddalena, predicting it would be decided early. He said if Islam secures takedowns in the first or second round, he likely wins. But if Jack defends the takedowns, his boxing and physicality could overwhelm Islam. Poirier also noted that Islam's striking might look awkward, mainly because opponents are too focused on stopping the takedown to throw proper combinations.
Do you think he beats Jack Della Maddalena?
I think we'll find out first, second round how much trouble he has getting him down. I think if he gets those takedowns, he's gonna get the win. If Jack can stop those takedowns, which he does have good takedown defense, I think the boxing and the size could wear on Islam and give him some problems. But his striking's, awkward and different. You have to worry so much about the takedown. You can't plant your feet and throw off those number combinations and really rip and sit on your punches, because he's going to change levels. So it changes the way you fight. Well, for me, it did. I'm speaking from experience. So we'll see how Jack approaches and how Jack executes out there. But if you're worried about takedowns, your shots are different. You're not sitting on everything and standing in front of the guy. You're trying to move and be light on your feet. I think the first 2 rounds will tell us how this fight's gonna go.
Islam Makhachev, on the other hand, admitted that Jack would be a tough opponent. He praised Jack's evolution, especially after seeing his performance against Belal Muhammad. Islam noted Jack's early UFC struggles with wrestling, but acknowledged his recent improvements. He called Jack a dangerous, well-rounded fighter, but added that they would soon find out who truly deserves to be called the best.
What do you think he's going to be a hard fight for you? I know he said he wants to get one back for Alexander Volkanovski here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. Honestly, it's gonna be. I saw his fight against Bilal. He's good, man. He is good. When he beginning fighting in UFC, he had a problem with the wrestling, but now he's improved, because I see he training a lot with the wrestlers, with the grapplers, and that's why he's a champion right now, and he's good everywhere. But we will see who is the best fighter in the world.
Yeah,
very soon.
Yeah.
And it's going very quick.
Islam also revealed he's having trouble gaining weight for welterweight. He explained that after years of cutting weight, it's hard to bulk up. Though he's lifting more and following a structured plan, he's only gained around 2 kilograms. Islam made it clear he wants to add strength the right way, through training, not just by eating more.
I will try to be big, it's not easy, man. All my life I cut weight, but now when I want to be big, my weight stays same position, I try to lift more. We do some program, and like slowly, we bring 2 kg right now, but I don't want to be big by food, eating and not training. I want to be with muscles, I want to training and bring some muscles.
Dan Hardy has doubts about Islam Makhachev's chances against Jack Della Maddalena at welterweight and questions how long Jack might keep the title. While he respects Islam's dominance in the lightweight division, he's unsure if that same success will follow him at a higher weight class.
I think Della Maddalena's got a bright future. I don't know whether he's going to hold the belt or he's going to lose it to another one of the top contenders and then pick it back up again. I don't think he's going to lose it to Makhachev, though. I think Makhachev holds the lightweight belt against anybody in the world, on any day, including Ilia Topuria. I don't think if he moved up, he would have much success against Makhachev.
Hardy also said that if Islam manages to capture the welterweight belt, it would cement his place among the all-time greats. He already sees Islam as the top pound-for-pound fighter and believes the welterweight division is open enough right now to give Islam the perfect shot at making history.
Islam goes up to welterweight and wins that second belt. What do you think that does for him in terms of his legacy? Surely that just puts him on the Mount Rushmore, right, of MMA?
I mean, it does for me. He's pound for pound best right now anyway, in my mind. it would be very, very impressive. You know, he is the kind of fighter that can definitely make that transition. And honestly, I do feel like the welterweight division is open right now for someone to come in and you know, cause an upset. There's been times in the past where it would have been harder for someone to come up from another weight class and do that, but now seems like it's primed. It's a little bit unsettled. The belt's kind of moving around a bit.
Joe Rogan responded with a different view, praising Makhachev's surprising size and strength at lightweight. He said it always shocks him that Islam can make 155 pounds, pointing to his thick frame and vice-like grip that creates relentless pressure once he latches onto an opponent. Rogan added that Islam's physical presence makes him one of the most overwhelming grapplers in the division.
Yeah.
You know, like Islam huge.
Yeah.
He's big, dude.
Yeah.
When I interview him in the cage afterwards, I'm always like, how?
Really?
How are you 155?
Yeah.
How?
I know.
How?
I know.
He's thick. He's got a giant back.
Yeah.
And when he gets a hold of guys, it's like he's just got this leverage, this grappling squeeze.
Rogan also praised Islam's evolving striking, calling it more than just a backup to his wrestling. He highlighted Makhachev's head kick knockout of Volkanovski as proof of his timing and cage IQ, noting how risky it was for Volk to accept the fight on short notice against someone that dangerous. He said that moment showed Islam's striking is now a genuine threat, not just a setup.
And he's also, his striking has leveled up significantly. Like his striking is much, much better than it was when he was younger. He's a threat everywhere. Like when he knocked out Volk with that high kick.
Yeah,
And
that was
granted,
crazy.
But granted, if I was in Volk's corner, I would say, no.
I know.
You're not taking it. You've been drinking beer and eating kebabs. Like there's no way you're taking this fight on 10 days notice. I don't care how confident you are. I don't care how much you like fighting. That's a crazy thing. I don't care how much money they're paying you, because you look at the slide that his career took, right? He arguably won that first fight with Islam. Very close fight, loses a decision.
Moreover, Gilbert Burns backed Islam's move to welterweight, saying he should have been there all along because of his tough weight cuts at 155. Burns called Islam one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world, but admitted that Jack presents real problems. He pointed to Jack's training with elite names like Craig Jones and Volkanovski as a major factor and expects a close and difficult fight. Burns said Islam can't afford to overlook Jack's striking and composure.
Islam is working very hard. He's been saying vocal that he wants to go up to 170. I think he's a big boy. He killed himself to make 55. I think that's the right division for Islam. He just tweeted something after the fight that he will not vacate the title, and then he vacated the title. I don't know, but probably that was in the negotiation. Yeah, I like him moving up. I proving himself. He's #1 pound for pound right now. It's a good fight. Jack and Islam closer than people think, especially with Jack Della Maddalena doing a lot of training with Volk, with Craig Jones, those guys that kind of back the Islam on that first Volk fight. I think they're going to have a lot of info, a lot of study, a lot of answers. It's closer than people think, this fight. I really like this fight. I don't have time right now. I didn't have time to dig deep a little too much on that fight, but I think it's way closer than people think, and JDM has a clear shot.
Javier Mendez, Islam's coach, made it clear that they are not underestimating Jack Della Maddalena. He said anyone who thinks Jack is an easy fight hasn't been paying attention. Mendez praised Jack's grit, especially in his fight with Belal Muhammad, and said the team, including Khabib Nurmagomedov, knows how dangerous Jack can be. He emphasized their camp is training for 5 hard rounds.
You know, if we as coaches think Jack is easier, we're stupid. We are very stupid. Then we didn't watch the Belal fight, because Belal can take a hell of a shot. He can take a hell of a shot, and he took him. And he gave him 2. Belal gave him 2. So it was a war. That fight was a war. And you know what? For us to think it's an easy fight for us, you know, what kind of idiot coaches are we? Habib's not an idiot, and neither am I. And neither is Magomed, neither is Saif Safula and Muhammad, the other coaches that they work with Islam. We're not stupid.
Daniel Cormier warned Islam Makhachev to tighten up his wrestling before facing Jack. He noted how difficult it was for Islam to take down Dustin Poirier and stressed that Jack's recent takedown defense has looked elite. Cormier believes Islam must improve his control and setups to avoid problems against someone as sharp as Jack. He said this could be Islam's toughest test at welterweight. Sean O'Malley called Islam versus Jack a high-level contest, but still sees a potential Islam versus Topuria bout as a bigger event. He praised Islam's victory over Belal Muhammad and said it brought even more attention to a matchup with Jack. O'Malley warned that if Jack stuffs takedowns and lands clean shots, things could get interesting. He noted the matchup could be closer than people expect.
Islam relinquish his belt and go up to 170. Got JDM taking on Islam Makhachev.
I still think Islam's skill for skill is just so high level. For him to go out there and do what he did against Belal was very impressive, made that Islam fight more interesting. If JDM can shut him down and throw those hands, but Islam's boxing is underrated. That dude is slick. His kickboxing, his timing, like he's a high level black belt in every aspect of MMA.
Big belt. Who give him that?
Jack versus Islam, I think, is huge. Not as big as Ilya versus Islam, but who knows? Maybe they both win and Islam comes back down to 55 and the fight's even bigger.
Ali Abdelaziz confirmed that Islam Makhachev will fight for the welterweight title before the year ends. He stated that Della Maddalena is the current champion, but if Jack is unable to compete, the UFC might consider the title vacant and pair Islam with a different opponent for the championship bout.
When will it happen, Islam and Jack?
Islam fighting for the title this year. The non-interim title, a title. Jack Maddalena is the champion, but if Jack is not available, it will be someone else fighting Islam for the title. That's what the UFC told me. That's what Dana told me. That's what Hunters. Everybody said that. And that was one of the stipulations. If Islam go up, Jack get injured, and I hope he's healthy, and he seemed like he's healthy. This title will be vacated and Islam will fight for welterweight.
Stephen Thompson raised concerns about Islam's size at welterweight, pointing out that many fighters in the division are naturally much bigger. He acknowledged Islam's world-class grappling, but also highlighted Jack's performance against wrestlers like Belal Muhammad as proof that the matchup could be very competitive.
I don't know, man. I mean, when you're going up to the welterweight division, those are some big boys. And I know Islam Makhachev walks around fairly heavy, but a lot of these 170s, they walk around real heavy. I'm talking about, over 205, 210 to the 215. Some of the guys that I've faced would walk around at that weight. I think like the height, I think they might be the same height. I think JDM might be a little taller, but when it comes to those guys and their strength, Islam, I think, is going to have a tough time. Now, do I think he could get it done? Yes. I think he's that good of a grappler. But like I said, JDM has faced some of the best welterweight grapplers and wrestlers in the division. Belal being one of them. I think it's going to be a tough night for him. I would like to see Islam fight Topuria. That's just me. I would love to see that fight happen. But if he comes up, we'll see what the UFC gets behind. And we all know you got to convince the UFC to make it happen. And you do that first by getting on Twitter, shouting it out, and get people talking about it. And that's what Islam did. So we'll see if that fight happens with JDM.
Robert Whitaker thinks Islam Makhachev might perform even better at welterweight, noting how tough it is for him to make 155. He suggested that Islam's strength could carry over well at 170 pounds and compared the move to Ilia Toporia's weight jump, calling it the $1 million question everyone wants answered.
Maybe. It's, I guess that's the $1 million question. That's the question everybody's asking. And that's kind of the question. It's the same situation as Topuria as well. How good is Topuria? But what's he going to look like up weight division? Same with Islam. By all reports, though, the weight cut was really hard for him, like really, really hard. He's super strong for that weight division, which, must translate well to moving up, making it a little bit easy cut. Maybe he gets a little bigger. It's, I'm very, that's the $1 million question. Everybody's asking the same thing.
Whitaker added that moving up always brings uncertainty, making it hard to predict the outcome. However, he believes Islam has all the tools Belal Muhammad has, and possibly more.
Definitely. But like I said, it is hard to try to get like an accurate gauge on what it's going to look like, not knowing how Islam is going to look when he moves up. Okay, it's always the question everybody asks when anybody is moving up a weight division or down a weight division. Okay, there's so many unknowns involved. But saying that, I think that Islam can do everything that Belal does, but way better. Okay, way better.
Robert Whitaker acknowledged that Della Maddalena's last win was close but fair. He expects a difficult matchup if Jack fights Islam Makhachev, but believes Jack's determination and past showings prove he's capable of meeting the challenge.
And the fight, I thought Jack handedly had the fight, but it was a fight. Okay, so I don't think it'll be an easy fight for Jack, but I believe in Jack. I think he's got that X factor. He's got that hunger there. You know, he's got the ticker. And, you know, just like with Bilal, just like with Burns before, I think he can do the impossible.
That's it for today's video. So what are your thoughts on this fight? What do you think about their matchup? We would love to hear your thoughts on this clash. So share your thoughts in the comment section and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also check out our other latest videos on the screen right now.